Okay, good evening, everybody. You're welcome to this joint session of Lions International District 404, A3 and Rotary District 9111. And I'd like to bring to your attention that this is the first time, it's like a maiden edition that we are having at this moment of Lions Club and Rotary having a joint session together. My name is Dr. Franklin, Dr. Franklin, and I will be anchoring this session with every one of us today. We have seasoned professionals that will be taking us through the four walls of what we need to understand and know about diabetes, that is reversing the trend in the incidence of diabetes mellitus, with a special attention to the role of nutrition and physical with diabetes. We're going to have two speakers that will spend 15 minutes each talking to us. And we're going to have Dr. Akim Agbola starting off with us, and then we're going to have Dr. Doris Anemene to also then conclude. But before we go on, I would like to introduce the two DGs. The DG from Lions International District 404A3, Lion Dr. Folashade Shotomide, and Rotarian Dr. Oluwole Kukoyi. Please do me the honor to start by calling up Lion Dr. Folashade Shotomide to give us an opening remark. But however, it's important for us to get to know who Lion Dr. Folashade Shotomide is. I'll do a miniature introduction of her before she takes the floor. Lion Dr. Folashade Shotomide is a seasoned educator, a motivational speaker, and a community leader who has made remarkable contributions in the educational sector, in youth development, and societal upliftment. Dr. Folashade would fondly like to be called a teacher. She is the proprietress of two wonderful organizations, the Right Choice Schools and His Grace Educational Service, both domiciled in Akuti, where she has nurtured countless young minds and inspired innovational teachings among teachers. Her leadership extends beyond education into Global Lions community, where she has been an active member since 1995. She has held several leadership positions, including district cabinet secretaries, club presidents, just to mention a few. She is a dynamic speaker. Lion Dr. Folashade Shotomide has conducted numerous seminars and training sessions, empowering teachers, professionals, and young people to excel. Ladies and gentlemen, Rotarians, Lions, please do me the honor to, at this point, welcome the District Governor of Lions International District 404A3, Lion Dr. Folashade Shotomide.
Thank you so much, Lion Franklin. Good evening, my fellow District Governor, Rotarian Wole Kukoyi. It's a pleasure to have you here and to have this session joined together with your organization. I want to welcome everyone, all the Lions and the Rotarians here present, and those that will be joining us. I want us to relax and learn and unlearn at the same time, because I'm sure the two speakers that we have will be exposing us. They'll be giving us insights into something we know and something we really need to know. And I'm sure in the process of it, we will remove some things from our mind, from our lifestyle, and we had some other things into it in order for us to have a balanced life and enjoy the life that God has given to us, which is very precious. So once again, I say welcome, relax, and enjoy the day. Thank you. Now, Franklin.
Thank you, my DG. Thank you, my DG. At this point, we want to take a short while to listen to the first speaker. I'll just give an abridged.
Oh, you haven't introduced Lion Wole Kukoyi, please. Introduce him, please. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Please, my apologies, please. Okay, let me give an abridged profile of the district governor of Rotary Club District 9111. His name is Rotarian Dr. Wole Kukoyi. He's a medical entrepreneur with a cognate experience of over 40 years. He has his medical education at the University of Ibadan, where he had the best result in psychiatry and was awarded the Olatunde Adeku for the best student in neurosurgery. He had further trainings at King's College Hospital, London, and Thomas Jefferson University Ultrasound Institute. He got masters in business administration degrees from Business School in Netherlands and certificate of completion of sustainable business strategy from Harvard Business School online, and certificate of achievement on Internet of Things from King's College London. He was a chairman of Nigerian Medical Association in 2008 to 2010, and he is a member of the Olabisi Onabanjo University Teaching Hospital and Olabisi Onabanjo University Educational Foundation. He has membership of American Association of Family Physicians, World Organizations of Family Doctors, honorary membership of Association of Nigerian Physicians in America. He was recognized with awards of excellence by Covenant University in 2012 and is a member of the Sectoral Advisory Board of Covenant Applied Informatics and Communications African Center of Excellence, which supervises the World Bank Funding's research project on malaria and cancer of breast and prostate. He also participated in the assessment of postgraduate students as industry observer. He is married to Olushola Kukoyi, matron of Ace Medicare Clinic Limited and pastor of Gods of Peace Women Fellowship Ministry. Wole and Shola Kukoyi are level 2 major donors, and all 4 children are Paul Harris Fellows. In addition, Wole is a benefactor in the Rotary Foundation and member of Paul Harris and Polio Plus societies. Please help me welcome the District Governor of Rotary, District 9111, Nigeria, Rotarian Dr. Wole Kukoyi.
Thank you very much for that introduction. Thank you, Dr. Franklin. I'm as excited as my counterpart, District Governor, Lyons District 404A3. I'm happy that this is coming to reality. A few weeks ago, when we first met, we started discussion, and this is what has come up as a product of that discussion. I'm very excited that this joint partnership and collaboration has started, and I want to see this partnership grow in strength and bounce. The topic we are going to have today is something of grave public health concern, and I'm sure that the 2 lecturers that we have here will do justice to it, so that all of us will be more informed about this disease than we are currently. So on behalf of my district governor from Lyons, we welcome everyone to this very memorable occasion, and I'm very certain that we all have a nice evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, DG. Without wasting much of our time, I'd like to welcome to the microphone Dr. Akim Agbola, who is the medical director of Life Fountain Medical Clinic, Oyedele Oguni Street in Antony Village. Dr.
Thank you
Akim
very
Agbola,
much.
you have the floor, please.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, like it was said during the introductory session about diabetes. First of all, my greetings to my senior colleague there, Dr. Wale Kukoyi, and also my greetings
Thank you very much.
Yeah, my greetings to the Lion Club members and Rotary Club members for coming up with this topic, because like Dr. Wale Kukoyi said, it's of public importance. When we say public, we mean public health importance, and this thing needs to be discussed at all time, because there is a need for us to really reverse the trend. It's almost becoming an epidemic now, like hypertension. So first and foremost, let's just group ourselves what diabetes is all about. People say, oh, diabetes, diabetes, but we need to know what diabetes is. So what is diabetes? When we say diabetes, there are different types anyway. But I know for the sake of this discussion, what we are referring to in this case is diabetes mellitus. So diabetes mellitus, it's is a form of chronic metabolic disorders that is characterized by a rise the body is not even producing insulin at all. And we are going to tell us what insulin really does, the importance of it. Now, epidemiologically, because we need to tell us how, rampant it is. As of 2018 in Nigeria, the Metabolic Disorder Society discovered that about 5.7% of the population in Nigeria were living with diabetes. And as of 2020, according to WHO, it was said that as at date, about 530 million were living with diabetes globally. And they also projected that by year 2030, of course, it's going to be well above 600 million. So we can now see, so how do we now reverse that trend so that we don't, achieve really that figure? What are the things that we need to start doing or we need to do for us to Hello?
We can hear
Hello?
you. Go
Yes,
ahead.
sir, we can hear you.
Okay. What are the things we need to do for us to reverse that trend so that that projection would not be achieved? I'm sure that's the essence of this discussion. So when we talk of insulin is one of the hormones that is being produced in the body, specifically from the pancreas. Within the pancreas, you have a cell they call islet cells of beta cells of islet cells of Langerhans in the pancreas that produces insulin. And what does it do? Insulin is responsible for regulating the blood glucose. Whenever we eat food and we have the end product as glucose in the blood. So what insulin does is to push the glucose into the cells, sometimes into the muscles, and that gives us energy for the cells to be able to also, make use of the glucose. But when insulin is lacking, when it's not being produced at all, the glucose starts rising in the blood. And when that happens, that's what leads to diabetes mellitus. Also, we're also talking about relative lack. Sometimes insulin may even be produced, but not enough to take care of the blood glucose in the system. Maybe as a result of, I mean, there are some other factors that can also lead to that. And you also have insulin being produced and the body is not even making use of it. You have, I mean, you have that we call that insulin resistance. And that's very common in fat people, because most time, or a lot of time, it's difficult for insulin to push glucose through the fats into the cells. So it's difficult. So you have insulin resistance in that case. So that's what insulin does. And when it's not being made use of or is not being produced adequately, the glucose starts building up in the blood, and that gives rise to diabetes. And what happens when it starts building up in the blood? But before I go, to that area, we need to tell us the types of diabetes mellitus that we have. Like we have type 1, type 2, and gestational diabetes. So in type 1, you have, in the past, you used to call it insulin-dependent diabetes. That's when the immune system at times fight each other and it destroys the pancreatic cells. And when that happens, there won't be any production at all. So the person will be insulin dependent. But in some cases, even when that does not happen, you can also have people being insulin dependent, even when that does not happen. And what happens in type 2? Type 2, usually you give them drugs. That's a situation whereby the insulin that is being produced is not even enough to take care of the glucose, to take care of the blood glucose that is in the blood. So in that case, you start giving the patient drug. But in some cases too, you may have to administer insulin when oral administration of these drugs fails. If it doesn't work, so you have to supplement it with insulin. Then there are some other conditions too that will now make it to even withdraw those. For example, somebody who has a comorbidity, maybe they have sepsis, severe infection, or a pregnant woman, a diabetic patient who was on oral drug now get pregnant. That kind of patient, train them to insulin during pregnancy. So that's type 2. Then gestational diabetes is a situation whereby pregnancy develops during pregnancy, and at times in future, it can even lead to type 2 diabetes. So occasionally they call type 2 non-insulin dependent, but we have withdrawn that name because sometimes they could also be insulin dependent, as I've explained, that at times when the oral intake fails, so you go ahead and start administering this insulin through an injection, and they do it by themselves. They will be educated on how to do it, and they do, because they can't be coming to the hospital every day for that. So those are the types of diabetes that you have. Then another thing is, what are the symptoms of diabetes? What will make one to say, okay, this could be diabetes? Well, sometimes, like in the past, I've seen some cases or few cases where people will just be discovered on routine screening. Sometimes they may not present with any symptoms. I've seen it before. It was during the routine annual checkup that we discovered that the glycosylated hemoglobin was about 7.5%. And when we followed up, we discovered that the man had family history and the kind of lifestyle he was even living then, made him to be prone to it. But unfortunately, he had not started having symptoms. So occasionally, or sometimes, one may not even have symptoms. But it's always good to, that's why routine checkup is good, for one to know its numbers or health status. Now, but when people now present with symptoms, that's things that will make you to say, oh, it could be diabetes. Like the one I saw recently, there was excessive urination. The man was urinating heavily. Each time he went to the toilet to urinate, you see the volume. In fact, at a point, he said the following morning he saw ants gathering towards it. Of course, where there is sugar, ants will gather towards it. And why do we, have sugar in the urinary stream of a diabetic patient? Now, when urine is being, when a blood gets to the kidneys, the glucose is being absorbed in the tubes. So when it is in excess, you have a lot of them being pushed out through the urine. So that's why you have it, and you see ants gathering towards it at times. But that may not happen because if you don't have weeks there to see what, I mean, whether that was somebody start talking about urinating excessively, then feeling weak, because as they are urinating excessively, they are losing a lot of fluid, and also they are losing a lot of glucose. So because they are losing a lot of glucose that are supposed to be source of energy for the body cells and the muscles, so they start feeling weak. They have fatigue. They complain of tiredness. So weakness is also a symptom, and you see them drinking a lot of water, losing weight unintentionally. Someone will come and say, "Doctor, I'm losing weight. What is going on?" So when somebody comes and start talking about weight loss, we always screen that person for diabetes, whether there is a family history or not, although there are other causes of weight loss. But we want to confirm whether it's intentional or unintentional weight loss to start with. So most time it's unintentional weight loss. Doctor, I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm losing weight. There are other causes of weight loss as well. Pulmonary tuberculosis, which is also becoming rampant now, is also, I mean, a cause of weight loss. Even cancer too, which is also rampant now, is also a cause of weight loss. Hyperthyroidism too is also a cause of weight loss. So there are other causes of weight loss. But I mean, if you want to think of diabetes, there are other symptoms we are going to ask for, which I just mentioned. Some even have blood vision. Blood vision because the glucose in the blood may be pulling out some fluid out of the lens in the eyes. So that can also, I mean, cause blood vision. Some may have numbness in the limbs, the fingers and the whether upper limbs and the lower limbs. Some may even have wound that will refuse to heal or that doesn't heal on time. So we screen people like that for diabetes. Some ladies or women may complain of recurrent candida. What is candidiasis? It's a show whereby you have whitish, itchy discharge, or vaginal discharge. So in some cases, it may be smelly, especially when it is infected, when there is superimposed bacterial infection on top of the fungal, that yeast infection. So some may present with it more frequently, recurrent, and that cannot be a symptom of diabetes. So those are some of the presentations. And like I said, sometimes there may not be any symptom. And when a pregnant woman delivers, that can also be a pointer. When the weight of the baby is from 4.0 kg and above, you consider screening that woman for diabetes, because it can also cause what we call microsomia. That's macrosomic baby, big babies. So you consider screening them. But it does not mean every woman with that kind of birth weight in their children will be diabetic. But sometimes it could be a pointer towards it. So the clinician will have to go ahead and screen the woman too for
Frankly, have we lost him? Oh,
I think we likely have lost him.
I'm here now.
It's back.
oh, okay, sir. Welcome back, sir.
Okay,
We just
so
have 2 minutes more, sir.
okay. What are the risk factors? Age is one of them. 45 plus is a risk factor. Family history is a risk factor. If somebody has it in the family, most likely one of the generation after, or the siblings or the children may likely have it. So family history is also a risk factor. The obesity is a risk factor. When you calculate your BMI and it's well above 30, that's obesity. Although from 25 to 29, that's overweight. So the normal BMI is 18 to 24. When it's below 18, that's undernutrition. So obesity is also a risk factor. Then physical inactivity, sedentary lifestyle, unhealthy diet. When you take a lot of sugar most of the time, like I just saw somebody 2 days ago, the man told me that for 25 years in his lifetime, he never tasted water. He was taking 8 bottles of Coke every day. Whenever he takes breakfast, he takes 2 bottles. In between, he takes 1. At lunch, it takes 2. In between lunch and dinner, it takes 1. Then dinner, it takes 2. Eventually, he came down with diabetes. And I've also met a colleague in the past, in 2007, who said he used to have, because I mean, these are some of the excuses people give, that they have low sugar, so they are asked to be taking Coke. Who said he used to have a low blood sugar? So whenever I met him, he was either with Pepsi or Coke. And now he has come down with diabetes. And what will cause that is when there is pancreatic exhaustion. When you pump your body with sugar all the time, it makes the pancreas to overwork itself. And when that happens, wears out someday and will be unable to produce this insulin again. So those are some of the things we call, unhealthy diet. So unhealthy diet can also cause, then smoking can also cause it. Sometimes alcohol can also cause it. And hypertension too is also a risk. Do regular exercise. You have to watch, what you are eating. The nutritionist in the house will educate us on that. Then stop smoking or quit smoking. You reduce the level of alcohol and regular exercise. Healthy diet, which we are going to eat. Then regular body screening for you to confirm whether you are diabetic or not, because we don't want to, have that at the level of when there is a complication. And why are we talking about that? There are a lot of attendant complications I'm sharing with it. It can cause stroke, it can cause heart attack, it can cause kidney failure. It can also cause amputation. When you see somebody, an amputee, most times it could be because of diabetic food. I've done that this year in my hospital. I had cause to amputate somebody's, to do below-knee amputation for a man who had a very bad diabetic food in order to save his life, because there was no way we could salvage that limb again, so we had to do that. So amputation, it's also a complication of then cataracts, sometimes glaucoma too, can also be a complication of diabetes. So when you now have all these attendant complications, why don't we look after ourselves and prevent and save ourselves from all these problems? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Agbola, for this very insightful and educating session. This is more like a miniature tutorial that we can't buy or get anywhere. Thank you so much. We sincerely appreciate you for this. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Well, for the next 15 minutes, we're going to be listening to Dr. Doris Ane-Mene to do justice to this same topic, reversing the trend in the incidence of diabetes mellitus, with special attention to the role of nutrition and physical activities. Do I have Dr. Doris online, please?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Please, you have the floor. Thank you.
Oh, can you see me? Can you see me? Hello? Hello?
We can hear you, but we can't see you.
You can't see me? Wow.
Yes, but we can hear you.
Oh, wow.
Do you want to share your slides?
Yes, I can share. Let me share my slides.
Yeah, maybe they can make you a co-host.
All right.
Okay, Dr. Doris, you're a co-host now.
All right. I don't know why you cannot see me. Let me try and share my slide.
Share the slide in your slide. Share everything to the whole screen. Click on the whole screen. Then go to your slides and back to that slide.
Do you have slides you want to share? Dr. Doris, are you still with us? Hello, Dr. Doris, are you still with us?
Hello. Yes, I don't think I'm sorry. Please, can you see my screen? Can you see my screen now?
We can't see your screen.
It's blank at the moment.
It's blank.
Yes. Are you trying to share your screen?
Yes, I'm trying to share the screen. Come on, just give me a
I
minute.
think it's coming up now. Yes, we can see your screen now.
You can see my screen.
Yes.
You can see it. Is it still on?
It's still on.
Let's see. This is.
All right.
This is.
You can click to start your slide.
Yeah, you can continue, ma.
You can go ahead, Dr.
No.
Doris.
Okay,
You
are
can
seeing
go
my
ahead. We are
screen.
seeing your screen. Dr.
Hello,
Doris, you
hello,
can go ahead.
Okay. Okay. Good evening. Sorry for that small hitch. Can you hear me now? I've started. All protocols observed. Sorry, please, for that hitch.
Yes, we are hearing you.
I hope you can hear me. Okay. All protocols observed. Good evening, SARS. Good evening, MAS. Or good evening, great Rotarians and great Lions and fellow participants. I'm Dr. Doris Anemele. I'm a lecturer in the Bells University of Technology. And I'm here to share knowledge on reversing the trend in the incidence of diabetes mellitus, the role of nutrition and physical activity. I listened to Dr. Akim, and he really enlightened us so much on diabetes mellitus and what it is, the symptoms, and the complications. So I will not be going with how diet and physical activity can reduce the incidence of diabetes among the children, the teens, the youth, and adults. So this is my outline. And to start with, I'll Diabetes is a chronic disease that occurs either when the pancreas does not produce enough insulin or the insulin that it produces is insensitive or insufficient. Dr. Akim has already defined and explained explained everything about diabetes mellitus. But let's look at the trend. The prevalence of diabetes increased from 200 million in 1990 to 830 million in 2022. And that's an alarming increase. And children are not left out in this alarming increase in the incidence of diabetes. And unfortunately, about 50% of people that are living with diabetes did not take medication for diabetes in 2022. Imagine what is happening now. If in 2022, more than 50% of people living with diabetes could not afford their medication. Right now that we're in Nigeria, we know what the economy is saying. I wonder how many persons living with diabetes are not taking their very bad situation, because the complication of diabetes is very devastating, and most times they are irreversible. Poor diet and physical inactivity are the leading risk factors for all the other non-communicable diseases, particularly for diabetes. With diabetes from 189 million in 2003. And we just celebrated the World Diabetes Day on the 14th of November. And we know that more than half of people living with diabetes do not even know that they have diabetes. This diabetes does not occur alone. It occurs with so many other diseases because it's a metabolic disorder. Why the alarming increase? Why do we have this increase in diabetes? Because of lifestyle problem, which leads to overweight, obesity, and because many people are having diabetes, their children, their grandchildren are now also developing diabetes. So it's a problem of lifestyle and a hereditary problem. Risk factors of diabetes include all these mentioned and even more that Dr. Akim mentioned. So what are the myths of this diabetes? We have myths surrounding the causes of diabetes, and we have myths surrounding the cure of diabetes. Many people believe still now in denial stage. They believe it's a spiritual attack. They believe that they ate too much sugar or carbohydrate that in their dreams. And they believe that drinking bitter leaf juice, scent leaves, or mixture of some other herbs can actually cure diabetes. It does. Hello? Hello,
Dr.
can you hear me?
Hello? Yeah,
We lost you for a while, but we can hear you now.
Okay, please, where did I stop, please? I'm
but
still sharing
your screen is not there again.
My screen is not there again. Okay, sorry, let me share it again. Can you see it now? Please, can you view my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Yeah, we can see.
Okay. Please, did you follow me up to this slide? Is diabetes preventable?
No.
Sorry, did you follow
No,
me
we
up
are
to?
still at the meat.
The
meat.
You were explaining the meat, yes.
Okay, okay. And some other people believe that eating only protein-rich foods can actually cure diabetes. So they go on to eating only beans, only moi moi, only akara. Some even try to make beans flour so that they can swallow, they can make it into swallow, so that they can only eat protein-rich foods. And these are all myths, because eating only one kind of food cannot actually manage blood glucose required. Then, is diabetes preventable? Yes. Can it be delayed? Yes. How? How can we prevent diabetes? Among the youth, among the adults, we can prevent diabetes by changing our lifestyle. We need to change our lifestyle. We all believe, we all agree that most of us have really gone westernized. Westernized in the sense that we want to change everything about our living into the way the Western world do, and it has really affected everything. It has affected the health of the children. It has affected the health of the teens. It has also affected the health of the adult. To prevent diabetes in high-risk people, lifestyle is the answer. And this lifestyle we are talking about, we mean right diet and physical activity. And the physical activity we are talking about is being intensive, being intentional with this physical activity and being regular. And if you're able to achieve and maintain healthy weight and avoid tobacco and maybe reduce smoking, reduce alcohol, I believe that diabetes will be prevented in people that diabetes runs in their family. Then to prevent for complications in person with diabetes, yes, prevention is not just about primary prevention. We're also talking about secondary prevention, which means that people living with diabetes can actually live a normal life. They can live a long, healthy life without any complication if they still maintain a very good lifestyle. Then the golden rule about preventing diabetes, about living well with diabetes, achieve and maintain healthy weights by eating moderately and being physically active. Diet for diabetes is based on the same guidelines for healthy eating that apply to everyone. The diet for any person with diabetes is healthy family diet. And that same diet also prevents diabetes. Diabetes is also diabetic diet. There's nothing like diabetic, are all market gimmicks. That's the art society. They have really dealt with people. What is the good news here? The good news is that even with diabetes, you should continue to enjoy a wide variety of foods, including whole foods and tribal foods. The tribal foods you know, and take it. You can eat it inside of the Southwest that they enjoy a coconut, that they enjoy both vegetable and maintain blood glucose balance. What you take in, take out. Whatever you take in, what you eat as food or drink, look for a way, look for physical activity to burn it out. Burn it out as time. They enter into the body and they turn to calorie. You have to look for a way to burn them out as calorie. Nutrient balance there must be a balance between among the nutrients. The macronutrients are the carbohydrate, the protein, and fats. Diabetes is not about carbohydrate. It's about the whole of them because it's about calorie management. So there has to be a balance. And the guidelines say carbohydrate portion between 50 to 60, protein 12 to 20, and fat 20 to 30. And this balance has to be maintained. When whether you have diabetes or you don't have diabetes. And this is your it will stop the remaining part of the calorie. So then in the prevention, if you skip breakfast, there is a way the body will ask you for it for the rest of the day. If you skip breakfast, you will still look for your real food. So at the end of the day, you see that if you skip breakfast, you eat more calories at the end of the day. Skip, even if it's just a cup of milk with cracker biscuits, even if it's just small pancake, even if it's just, even sometimes I say, if you can soak garri, put granite, put milk, then that's gone for the body to have the glucose or the fuel to start to work with. It means a lot. Supper has great things.
That also use it. So now what you about the use? Now what you even was would you be a big with a smart proper?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yes, we can.
Okay. You had me from the first.
Yes.
A morning bite makes so much difference. Okay, so supper has great influence on morning blood sugar. Whatever we consume at night, most times is the deciding factor of what our blood sugar will be in the morning. Both for somebody that doesn't want to have diabetes and people that are living with diabetes, please, your supper has a lot to do. One, you have to be taken early, before 7:30 without eating. Secondly, the supper should be the lightest meal of the day. If for any reason you are out and you come in late, please plan ahead. Either in the office around that 5 p.m., you have ordered for something to eat, or along the road when we are stuck in the traffic, please get something to eat. By the time you get home around that 8:30, that's that. You cannot have a full meal again. Whatever you take that time stays on. Only very little calorie will be used by the body, then the rest goes for storage and the other, and it affects the blood glucose level. So even if you eat it relatively very, very light, a fruit or 2 fruits can do the magic. Avoid irregular meal pattern. That's the worst. Irregular meal pattern 001. Okay, you can't hear me?
We can.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
We are hearing
Okay, all
you.
right.
We can hear you.
Okay, I'm hearing voices. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. So the body adjusts to lows. The body adjusts to lows and stores more.
I created your
So have meals within same time range regularly. If it's possible, let your breakfast be between 7 and 8:30, and you maintain it at that. Then your lunch between 1 and 2:30, and you maintain it at that. Then your dinner between 6:30 and 7:30, and you maintain it at that. When you do that, the body gets adjusted to that system, and the body prepares ahead to deal with the glucose, to deal with the calorie that will come at that time. But when you subject the body to irregular preparation, irregular planning, it affects blood that do not have that, because the lows and the highs of glucose from different kinds of food, from not eating, affects the control. Reduce the consumption of fried foods and other foods high in saturated trans fatty acids. We know them, we know most of them: the meat, the offal, the intestine, the shaki, the momo, the goat and cow head, all of them, they have high saturated fats. Yes, we should, I say reduce, not stop. Please, we should reduce. I know many people that cannot make soup. Many mothers cannot make soup without asking for the intestine. Please let us reduce, because once As we continue to consume this, we continue to consume high saturated fatty acids, and they are let us use minimal amount of salt, and all fat and oil, whether it's labeled low cholesterol oil or not, just reduce the quantity of the oil, including palm oil that we use, because we know that palm oil also has saturated fat. But now in the market, we have all the oil, all the other oil having low cholesterol oil label. So we don't know which one is which. So the best thing is to just, anyone you buy from the market, please use reduced oil quantity of oil in all your cooking. Try to grill, steam, bake, and reduce frying. Even most mothers like when they make pot of stew, the stew flows. That does not go well with the body. It increases the fat content with fat lipids, and that can all cause or affect blood sugar level. So the next one we are talking about is how do we take, which ones are the healthy foods? You can see them there, whole grains like a brown rice, unsieved or partially sieved pap, whole oats, whole wheat, whole corn, so on. So what I mean here is that here in Nigeria, we don't go about looking for what we don't have. We have to use what we have. So there are ways to make some of our food whole grain. And how do we do that? Those ones that have whole grain, we don't remove all the hulls. If you want wheat, please grind them whole. If you are using corn, grind them whole. If you are using sorghum or millet, even as ogi, where you sieve, don't sieve everything. Leave part of the hulls within, and that will serve as our own local whole grain cereals. Then you can eat yam, plantain, potatoes, cocoa in moderate portions, but with vegetable. They have to go with vegetable. And this high carbohydrate food should not be taken as night meal. If we want to do well, if we want to prevent diabetes, if we want to control our blood sugar, rice, yam, swallow should go to breakfast and lunch. They should not be our supper at all. Then we can eat beans, there are other beans, there are other legumes available in the market. It's just that most of us have left them, and most of them are going into extinction. We have the Barbara granule that can be used to prepare okpa. The Yorubas call it eba ororo, and the Hausa waruru, but it's a very, very good pot, and it's slowly going out of the market. But it's a pot that is very good. It can be used to control, at least not stop diabetes to an extent, because of its high fiber content. It doesn't affect spikes in blood sugar level. You can take fruit. Fruit is very important. 2 to 3 servings a day, both for those that have diabetes and those that don't have. Even when you are preventing diabetes, you are entitled to fruits. Even when you have diabetes, you are entitled to fruits. But it has to be in moderate portions. It has to be in moderate portions, because we need the antioxidants, especially as adults. We get the antioxidant and the flavonoids from fruits. We don't see them in the other foods. So if you abscond, or if you don't take fruits the way you are supposed to take it, or at least 1 or 2 in a day, then you are endangering your health. So let us include vegetables, all kinds of vegetables, both the leafy vegetables, both the other ones like we are seeing on the screen, our meal. We have to maintain a healthy plate. And what does a healthy plate say? Half of the plate should be of veggies, while the other half should be shared between protein and carbohydrates. Then the vitamin and mineral supplements, they don't cure diabetes. The most important thing, eat well. Once you eat well, you eat your portion of fruit, vegetables, and good food, natural foods, you will have sufficient vitamin and minerals. You don't need extra supplements unless the doctor advises you to do that. Then what of physical inactivity? About 31% of the world's adult population are physically inactive. And what do we mean by that? Less than 115 minutes of moderate to intensity physical activity per week. If we are not doing up to that means we are physically inactive. And that means most people are living sedentary lifestyle. And why sedentary lifestyle? Because we now have motorized transport system. We have information communication technology that reduces our movement to run or to run errands, or even for children, you can actually sit at a spot and do all yes, the high tech. Yes, technology is good. Not technology will keep us. Increase the use of electrical gadgets for kitchen and other domestic activity. And as Africans, we need to go back to our roots. We need to try as much as possible to bring back some of the things that help us to exert, help us to use calorie, help us to walk and sweat and increase our breathing rate, increase our heart rate. What's the role of physical activity in prevention of diabetes? As physical activity increases, the risk of developing type 2 diabetes also decreases. Studies have found that higher level of sedentary behavior is associated with increased risk of type 2 diabetes. It's a study, a very recent one study. So physical activity reduces overweight. If you are physically active, you know, add weight, and you will not become obese, and you will not be exposed or predisposed to developing type 2 diabetes. It can also improve mental health. It can also improve blood fats. The lipid profile, the cholesterol, the LDL will be maintained if we engage in physical activity. What are the levels of most lifestyle, intensity, moderate intensity. These are the 4 levels of physical activity. So we need to say, where do we belong? Are we still living sedentary lifestyle? Once you are doing your normal activity almost every day, driving car, maybe sitting and walking, even in like high intensity, slow walking, domestic chores, most of them are light intensity, washing plates, even if you wash your plates, these days we don't even wash plates. We use dishwasher. So that is where the problem lies. Moderate intensity activity, that is the one that increase your heart rate. Going to see them now. If you are steadily active, this is what we have to do. If he's at work, the person is at the top. During leisure time, you engage in sports, footballs, basketball, fast swimming, fasting, rugby. Most of these things and help us to vigorously.
Hello, Dr. Doris.
Yeah.
Hello, Dr. Doris.
Yes, can you hear me? Hello,
Okay,
can you hear me?
We lost you briefly,
Hello?
but we can hear you now.
Hello. Okay, can you hear me now? Okay, can you hear me now? Okay.
Yeah, I think you can
We are
continue
talking
on this
about the
slide.
different levels of physical activity that we have. And the World, so World Health Organization has advised, and that is the latest, that's what we have now, the recommendation. That is the World Health Organization guidelines for physical activity. And
You have about 2 minutes more, ma'am.
All right, thank you. That adults and older adults should engage in at least 150 to 300 minutes physical activity every week to remain healthy. Even the children and adolescents should also engage in at least 60 minutes physical activity every day for 1 week for them to remain healthy. So what do we mean? We need to have policies down. We need to have policies that ensure access to walking, cycling, and non-motorized transport. Government, non-governmental organizations, Rotary, Lion, I know you are doing so much. You are really doing a lot to improve the health status of people, but we need to do more on ensuring that our environment is exercise friendly. Our environment, they are not exercise friendly. We should do something so that even in schools, workplaces, childcare centers, healthcare service delivery, people are exposed to increasing their physical activity. There should be cheap, there should be accessibility and availability of community sports and public open spaces. People should be encouraged to engage in aerobic activities, because this one, the aerobic activities requires the use of large muscles, and those are the ones that really burn calorie. When you use these lighter muscles, you don't really burn calorie. That is why you can sweep the whole house, you can do a lot of domestic work, but the person still remains overweight. So not only the government, everyone plays roles here. The family, the schools, the religious bodies, the community, the health providers, all of us should play a role in government should do more. The religious bodies, as they are preaching the word of God, there should be time allocated to preaching about living healthy, because it's people that are healthy that can go to work and be productive and still encourage or support churches and support other things. So we need to work together to fight diabetes so that the trend does not continue. We don't want it to get to million. We want it to start going down. We want by next year, by next 2 years, the prevalence of diabetes of going up would have gone down the road. What do we do in our corner to prevent diabetes? We need to work more so that diabetes will not continue to increase at an alarming rate. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Doris, for that very insightful and wonderful session on the diabetes session. Thank you so much. We want to spend the next couple of minutes to answer some few questions that are going to be posed to us by those that have attended this diabetes session. So if you have a question, please, I'd like you to raise your hand. We'll call on you to ask your questions so that both Dr. Doris and Dr. Agbola would be able to answer the questions. Okay, Rotarian Saka Mohammed, please, you have the floor.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much. Very well detailed sessions here. But my area of interest is the connection between diabetes mellitus and mental health, and what are public health practitioners doing in this regard. We have many people with diabetes, but are also going through mental health as a direct result of the effect of this diabetes on their lifestyle and economic activities. Thank you.
Thank you, Rotarian Saka Mohammed. Dr. Doris, do you want to throw light on that, please?
No, I prefer Dr. Akim to. Oh,
Dr.
okay, let me
Agbola.
Dr. Agbola, are you still online?
Yes, yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, the relationship between diabetes mellitus and mental health. Yeah, this is of public health significance, especially in the time we are in now. Of course, somebody who is diabetic, we know is a chronic disease. And as a matter of fact, is one of the non-communicable diseases that we have. Others are hypertension, cancer is one of them too. You also have even mental health on its own is also, mental health problem is also a non-communicable disease, as well as some respiratory problem like chronic obstructive pulmonary disease and the rest. Now, most time when you have people being diabetic, at times it doesn't come alone. You see people who are diabetic, especially when people are obese, they are prone to being hypertensive. So somebody is hypertensive, is diabetic. And of course, we know this is a chronic problem. What does that mean? It means that it's always there and the person has to be using drug all the time. So imagine you spending a large chunk of your income monthly on these drugs. So that can cause a mental health problem, can cause, depression, more so with this economic period that we are in. So that is a relationship. Another one is, for example, I just said I amputated somebody in August. No, yes, in August. August ended. Of course, that's also, a problem. It can cause depression to that person as well. And also, when it also comes down with other complications, definitely it will cause mental problem, depression. And we know what depression can lead to. So, and how do we prevent all of this? By doing what we are doing now, creating awareness. Let people see, the reason why they have to take care of themselves, where they have to live healthy life, why they have to, come out of sedentary lifestyle. Like the nutrition, Dr. Franklin said, 150 minutes of exercise spread over 5 days in a week. That's 30 minutes at least in a week. I don't think that's much. And we should be mindful of what we'll be taking as well. So that is relationship. You spending money on drugs, considering the economic situation of the country. For example, there was a time I invited an endocrinologist to my place to come and see a thyroid patient for me. She said that day she saw a patient and the blood sugar was 712 milligram DL. The question I asked was, and that patient was still standing. That patient was still conscious, 712. That patient could not even afford to do a blood test of 3,000 naira in that hospital. Now, obviously, you needed to admit, that kind of patient. Somebody could not afford to do a blood sugar of 3,000. Where would the person get the money? And the person just went home like that. I said, if I had known, those are some of the people, sometimes we do help at our own end. Contacting people that will come to his rescue. So, that kind of person, if he's still living, you can imagine what the person will be going through. And I was even told the guy was, the breadwinner of the family. So that kind of person will fall into depression, and you know what that will lead to. So we should just take care of ourselves, make sure it doesn't come. She had just said it that this thing is preventable. So if it's preventable, whatever we can do, we should do it. And if we are somebody who already has it, should just live healthy lifestyle, physical activity, healthy diet, and take your drugs. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Akim.
Hello. Can I come in? I just want to contribute one or two things.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you.
Dr. Franklin?
Yes, please go ahead. You have the floor, ma'am.
Hello. Okay, from my own perspective, seeing most of these persons living with diabetes, when they come to see dietitians, you see most of them, by the time they enter the office, they're already down. They're already depressed because they're the first thing that comes to their mind, so I will stop eating all my favorite foods. Do you understand? So then, in telling them not to eat certain foods or not being able to really enjoy at least moderate portions of what they used to take before is part of the thing that contribute to depression, which can lead to mental health. So I believe that when a person living with diabetes knows that he can actually live a normal life, even with diabetes, it makes them happy, and that improves mental health. Thank you.
Thank you so much. In a few hours from now, we'll be able to share the live recording of this particular diabetes session for everyone that have missed or those that are even here to be able to access it and play back again to get a better acquaintance with the topic that was shared this evening. And however, we're going to run a poll before we leave. And then thereafter, our DG Rotarian, Dr. Oluwole Kukoyi, will end up recapping for us and give a vote of thanks and close up for us. But before then, we want to run the poll now so that those that are Lions will click on choose the Lions bar, and those that are Rotarians will choose the Rotarian bar. So I am launching the poll now for us to be able to partake in the poll. Thank you. I'm sure we've seen the poll.
Yes. Now, Franklin, you want to repeat that in case someone got up to use the restroom?
Okay, we are launching a poll at the moment so that we'll be able to know the number of Lions and Rotarians that have attended this webinar. So we are launching the poll now. So please kindly choose if you're a Lion, if you're a Rotarian, so that we get a better census on the number of persons from each one of these organizations that have attended this webinar this evening. Only 20 people have participated in this poll. At the moment, 21. I know we're about 40 something, over 40 in number in this webinar.
Yeah, there was a time we were 49.
Yeah, 49, sir.
Reduced to 43 now.
So more like 20 persons haven't indicated or participated in this poll. Please, Lions, Rotarians, we're about ending the poll, but we want to be able to know the correct number of members from each of these organizations that have attended this webinar.
Lion Franklin.
Yes, please.
Can you please guide us? Where can we find the poll?
Okay, at the lower end where you have the menu, go to your far right.
Okay.
Go to your very far right.
Okay.
And click on the last one you have there and then find pool.
That is more.
Yeah. Click on more and find pool. If you've seen pool, click on pool. You should be able to partake in the pool exercise.
So Lion Franklin have just voted.
Okay, I noticed. I have 2930 now. On your menu bar, in the far right, click on more, and then once it scrolls up, click on pool. Okay, we'll just wait in the next 30 seconds for this, and then we will end the poll. Ten seconds more. Okay, at this point, we have 31 persons indicating.
And that is still low.
Lion Franklin, I've just done that too, Lion Lolade.
Okay, okay.
I hope all Rotarians have joined the poll. I can see quite a number of them here.
Yes, sir, my DG. We have.
Okay, I will share the results only with the DGs. I'll share the result only with the DGs.
No problem.
But how many people have voted?
32 at this instance.
Wow. So who has not?
32 out of 43.
Hello, Great Lions and Rotarians. Kindly vote. Let's appreciate your presence here. Not voting is not encouraging. We need you to participate in the poll.
Like I mentioned earlier, there are some friends here that are neither Rotarians nor Lions.
Oh, we didn't consider that.
We didn't.
Yeah.
We didn't. Wow.
Oh, my apologies, please.
But I'm sure
Yeah,
many of them will soon join other Lions.
So we can assume that they are friends in the house.
Yes.
Right?
So my DG Rotarian, Dr. Iwale Kukoyi, please, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you very much for giving me the floor. And without any doubt, we have all enjoyed this first webinar jointly organized by Lions International, District 404A3 and Rotary District 9111. First of all, let me thank our esteemed guest speakers, Dr. Agbola Hakim, who is a professional colleague. Thank you for that wonderful expose on the pathophysiology and the demography and causes of diabetes. And of course, for Dr. Doris, we've been together for over 2 decades, running to 3 decades now, and I'm not surprised about the quality of our presentation. Thank you very much that you accepted to do this on short notice.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I want to thank all participants that are here, Lions, Rotarians, friends of the house. I want to thank every one of us. This has no doubt been very useful to all of us. And of course, my special thanks to the district governor of Lions District 404A3, Lion Dr. Folashade. Like I said, this started as just as an idea about a few weeks ago, and now we have it as a reality. And I'm very certain that with this beginning, we are having hopes that very soon we'll develop more collaborative initiatives. Lions and Rotary are the world's largest service organizations, and we do know that we complement each other, and this is one of the signs. As we go forward, I want to see us collaborate on more grounds. And as we move forward, let us continue to work together to raise awareness, to promote education, and support advocacy like we have done today. For those of us who have listened today, let us spread the advocacy because diabetes mellitus is almost becoming an epidemic now, and we really need to do something and do it very, very urgently. Once again, on behalf of my counterpart, District Governor, I want to thank everyone that is here. I thank all the Lions that are here, and I thank all Rotarians that are also here, and also our friends in the house. Thank you very much. Have a beautiful and nice evening.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Are we likely to have the slide, please?
Thank you.
Thank you, Lord.
Yes.
Can we take pictures?
Okay, please, let's turn on our cameras.
Put on your video and let us take pictures.
Say cheese.
And I mean, say cheese. I got you.
Yes, I think I've taken some
Land
action pictures here.
I like your smile.
Dr. Ogunshola, I hope you had that.
Okay, that's a friend in the house.
We have Dr. Faraibi here.
Thanks for joining.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, my district governor. Thank you, everyone.
We actually have quite a number of
Thank you so much, my MD.
Hey,
Thank you so
that's
much.
Lucky.
Lion Folashade.
One day. How are you?
Oh, you know Lucky one day?
Very, very well.
A friend from two angles.
Is he a lion now?
No, it's not. It's neither a lion nor a Rotarian.
We have to drag him either into lion or into Rotary.
Lucky, did you hear that?
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Yes, I heard. It's been a long time, doctor.
It's a long time.
Long
so
time.
How
sir.
are you?
I bless God, sir. I'm fine. I'm good.
Yeah, Dr. Nimola.
I can see a bowl of meal. What time is it?
My irresistible presidents are here.